Howdy, y'all. Tex here. Now, I've got a little bit of a story, a little compilation for you, a little suggestion, especially with this snowstorm supposed to be coming across the Northeast and just causing all sorts of problems. Now, we're going to do a little compilation story of some pucker moments of driving a truck. And I remember pretty much my first pucker moment driving a truck. I was Transport America, and that was the first company I ever worked for. It was back in 2006. 10-speed Freightliner Columbia with a Detroit 60 series in it. Good motor, decent truck. Anyhow, I'm driving through Indiana on I-70, and pretty snowy. A little icy. Snow was falling at the time, and it was coming down pretty good. And I'm sitting there driving down the road, and I had 40,000 pounds in the back. I was fully loaded truck. I hit a little patch of black ice, and them back tires broke loose, and my truck started going to the left while my trailer was still going straight. So of course, all I did was I backed off of the throttle a little bit, and the truck went back under the trailer, and I got back on the gas, fuel pedal there, so that I could keep everything straight. And as I did that, I slowed down. I think I was doing about 40 mile an hour at the time. I slowed down to about 25. So here come one of these old owner operators just blowing right by me, and I got on the radio and I hollered at him. I said, "Hey man," I said, "I'm fully loaded, and I just broke traction back there, started spinning a little bit." I said, "You might want to slow down." And he was like, "You just don't know how to drive. I'd be fine." My pucker moment was when my truck went out from under me there. That was the first one on the same trip within an hour. Now I get down the road. I didn't get down the road probably, I don't know, at the most it was 5 miles, and I don't even think it was that long because I was going so slow. And I ran across this guy probably 10 or 15 minutes later. That old boy I hollered at on the radio, he was in the median with the damn hood of his truck hanging off of the truck and everything else. And I said, I got on the radio and I hollered at him and said, "Hey, how'd that work out for you?" And he called me everything but a white man on the CB. We'll just go that way. He was madder than hell, and I thought it was funnier than hell. So let that be a lesson. Slow down in winter weather. Now, on that same trip, after I got done with that fella there, and like I said, the snow really started coming down again. And I get to going down the road, and they come to a dead stop. And even though I wasn't rolling very fast, I got on them brakes and I started sliding. Now, I managed to kind of slide off to the shoulder. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't get hit. Just pulled back in traffic, continued to trip out there. But, winter weather's nothing to play with. Now, those two pucker stories from when I first started. I will tell y'all an interesting little thing that I learned, because that was I started driving truck in the winter. So I came out of truck driving school, went there to Transport America, did my training with them, which was basically 2 weeks on the road with 2 weeks to a month. I don't remember what it was. I think that was their target time, was 2 to 4 weeks out on the road with an instructor. It wasn't like it is now where y'all do team driving and y'all got the first week or whatever, he's instructing you, and then y'all run as a team till you get 40,000 miles or something like that. Didn't do that back in, thank God. So anyhow, like I said, I started in winter. Well, I was in my truck. I didn't have a hammer at the time. I didn't have I didn't have any tools or anything on there really. And I would swear, because I don't ever set my trailer brakes unless I'm in a dock or I'm dropping the trailer and disconnecting from it. Otherwise, I do not set my trailer brakes because that's problems I don't want to have. because that's how trailer brakes freeze. Well, when I pulled off during this snowstorm, I swear to you that I did not pop my trailer brakes. And more I think about it, especially this year, and paying attention to it, in this truck, I woke up with the low air alarm on a lot because of the cold weather. And I think what happened is that it just got so cold that the air come out of the system, popped the brakes released, they froze. I didn't have a hammer. This is where I learned this little trick. I went in that truck stop, they had de-icing windshield washing fluid, and a gallon jug of it I bought in there. Went out to that trailer. I did not take the full seal off. I took my pocket knife and I put a little hole in the top of it and used it as a sprayer, and I sprayed that on the trailer brakes, and that was enough to release them. So if you ever have frozen trailer brakes, if you got some de-icing windshield washer fluid, you'll be set. You can get them brake free, hopefully. I was able to. A lot of rocking and everything else, I managed to break them free. Neat little trick you learn. This is already a 6-minute video, so I think what I'll do is, since this is a winter deal, I'm just talking about the winter storms. I got one more pucker factor story for winter, and we'll just call this winter. And then I may make some more pucker factor stories later. But as far as the winter pucker factor goes, the real last one that I had, my wife was on truck with me, and she doesn't like driving in trucks in winter now and refuses to do it. We're going across New Mexico, and I believe we're on, well, no, when this actually happened, we were off the interstates and we were on one of the state routes. So I come off I-17, got on one of these state routes and was driving down it. And we had snow, blowing snow. Like, it wasn't actually snowing out. It was this weird, powdery, dry stuff, like what you'd expect to find on a ski hill. You know, ski resort, the ski lodge. I guess everybody talks about fresh powder and stuff. I don't ski. I don't like cold. I don't like snow. You're not going to see my fat ass get on skis. I can tell you that right now. I ain't stupid enough to strap 2 sticks to my feet and try to go down a hill. That's fucking stupid. But anyway, beyond that, so there's fresh powder, and the wind was blowing, and I mean, this powder was just blowing all across the road, and it kind of looked like somebody had a fog machine on, you know. Well, in a certain area, it was so cold that fresh powder was blowing across the road, but some of it kind of got stuck there, turned into ice. So I'm driving down there, and I felt the truck lose traction. I didn't, bring the rear end around or anything like that. I just felt it lose traction, and it just kind of jumped. You could feel it. And she happened to be awake at the time, and she did not like that too much. And me, it didn't bother me any because I just hit a little ice patch there, Her, it kind of freaked her out a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Y'all have a good one, and we're going to do some more pucker factor stories and going to have a good time.